honestly didn't think that finding a partner in life was going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my hardest thing I was ever going to face in my life. I've not been able to successfully get one partner. I've faced humiliation, rejection, group attacks, just for sharing that I loved a person, as though my love was a laughing stock to actually receive, that it was worth nothing and not worth anyone's return of love. And it's physically and emotionally drained me from every aspect of my life, that it's consumed my every thought, every moment of the day, every second. Everything reminds me of what I've actually failed at. And I've tried absolutely everything you could possibly think of, and nothing has ever worked. I'm talking like anything. Like things pop up, like magic spells all of a sudden pop up on my feed for love. I'll try that, I'll try anything. Like, I tried soulmate sketches that apparently meant to draw your future, like, partner that you're meant to marry and stuff. Still didn't work. Got rejected, they chose someone else. Like, straight up, like, and these are meant to be like 100% accurate and stuff. Like, some stranger randomly draws who you're gonna marry and stuff, and it still failed for me, eh? Like, is it like I'm cursed at the fact that no one sees my value and my worth, and they just think of me as replaceable, easily replaced. You know, I don't seem to leave a mark or have anyone any regrets for how they treated me or rejected me, or any sort of return that they actually like me or love me or nothing like that. It's an absolute joke, and I'm fucking over it, and I'm just venting, and I'm hoping I can vent enough on this fucking YouTube page to the world, one, to get my confidence up about speaking about shit, because talking to a counsellor is the worst thing in the world, because they will turn around and they'll say two words to you the whole time: I know, but they don't actually understand. And it just frustrates me that they've got some education they get paid a lot of money for, and they're hard to get bookings on, and they only work like once a week, and yet they have nothing valuable to say or advice or any sort of direction to lead you to overcome what you're actually doing. It so you're actually not only embarrassing yourself to a complete stranger, you're basically being mocked, because they're providing nothing of value back to you, and you still got to do all the work yourself. So I'm better off just venting until I can overcome this thought in my head that I can't replace, because everywhere I go I'm reminded of what I don't have and what no one is willing to put in work with me to have. And it absolutely shatters me, because I absolutely, it's like the one thing in life that I've always wanted and always looked for, and I haven't jumped into things. I've always taken my time to get to know people and not look foolish going from one person to the next. And I know it's all about practice, and no one's perfect, and we're growing up, so we didn't really know what it's about. But I always focused on like someone that you could have to spend your whole life with. But I've spent my whole life so far by myself, so I've absolutely failed in that factor, and you never know when you're going to pass. So every day is just another day that is completely wasted, and another day just goes by where you still haven't achieved that one goal that you set out to since you could remember. So I've just failed at everything when it comes to relationships and finding a partner and stuff. And I always choose the wrong person. They say, oh, you're choosing the wrong person. So I try and reassess the people I like, but eventually I end up falling for someone, and they turn out to be just like the last one, just as harsh, choosing someone else over me, making sure they humiliate me and my pride, and again ghosting me, blocking me, not hashing out any of the problems or working with it to overcome it, don't want to bar a soap with me. And basically I just wasted and invested all this time and energy, spread love, showed my gratitude with gifts and stuff like that, trying to win them over, and it's all been for nothing, because they just go out and they find someone else and they invest everything they got into that person, and I'm literally left wondering and looking like an idiot because they haven't returned the love I've given them. They haven't even acknowledged it. In fact, it's not even valued. No matter how much I invest of myself into them and give, it's never enough to impress or even get their attention to say, well, this person's really gone overboard to, they must really like me. But no, it doesn't even comprehend in their heads. They just continue to think it's all right to belittle me and humiliate me and leave me lonely. And there's nothing worse in this world. I'm comfortable being alone, but what I'm not uncomfortable is going out, being around friends and in any sort of social environment, and I've got no one that I'm able to talk about or have that I trust and that was loyal enough to me, that stuck by me, that I have of my own, just like everyone else has their own person that they have in their own relationships, which they never all seem to be having no trouble with that, anyone I know. But I seem to have trouble. I just don't seem to ever get over the line, and I don't know what I do that prevents me from successfully sealing the deal. But I end up so depressed because in those situations I'm the odd one out, and I've got to go quiet because I've got nothing to say about nothing, and I sit here, and if I do have something to say, it's like what this message is about. It's so depressive and embarrassing, but I've got to talk about it because there's no other way to deal with it. And I guess airing out my dirty laundry to people is better than having other people twist the story around so that at least it's my narrative and that's it. The only thing is, these girls that hurt me, they've all disappeared and removed me and haven't acknowledged their half of what they did to the situation. So, and they've never apologized for anything, and they've never felt remorse. So I sit here and I wonder, like, why do I always fall for someone who does not value me back? And I try and hold my faith in the Lord, in God, the universe. I've tried everything, and I've just successfully managed to be disappointed in every aspect of it. I don't know if I'm not asking in the right way for what I want. I don't know if I haven't made it clear enough. of how much I want it. But if you have the same intentions since you're old enough to remember that you can think the same thoughts and the same intentions, and you keep trying your whole life and you still can't successfully manage it, like, if that's not showing intention or behind your actions and your desire for something, then I don't know what is. You can pray for something 20 times in a row in an hour, and it's desperation, but for some weird reason, like, no matter how hard I try, God does not allow me to successfully overcome this challenge that I face, and it prevents me from so many things in my life because it's the only thing I got to talk about, because I don't enjoy anything else, and this is the only thing that I feel like is holding me down the most, and it overwhelms me to the point that it controls my narrative, and I become this person that no one wants to talk to, because this is the only thing I manage to talk about, because it's the only thing that won't leave my mind and give me any peace of mind on the situation. So I'm effectively struggling to have conversations with people in general on anything that is relevant to the moment, because the only thing relevant to me is the fact that I keep running into situations where I'm all on my own, surrounded by people that are in relationships, and I even see randoms on the street, they're all partnered up, and I never see anyone by myself. And I meet someone, they say they're single, and then come to it, they say they got a partner, and it's like, well, why the fuck did you tell me you were single, and why did I waste all this time and all this effort and let me fall so hard for you and make such an effort to let you know how I feel, when you weren't being honest with me and led me on down the track only to have to fail again and look so stupid. And it's not like a short time has passed. Like, a long period of my life has been wasted with the thought that there was a future being built with this person, only for them to then run away from the situation, and I get no answers from it, and I sit here and I've got no clarification on what it is that I'm doing that is stopping anyone from loving me, and why no one is loving me back. Like, I should be able to love someone and have them love me back, and be equal, and be good partnership, equal partnership and fair. Like, I gotta love them and they gotta love me. It can't be just one-sided. And I'm not willing to do that to somebody and let someone love me and me not love them back and use them. I'm not like that. I won't waste their time, because time is precious. Time is worth money. Time is valuable. You can't waste that shit. Before you know it, your life's over, and you could have wasted it like me, searching for love only to never find it, and sit here wondering why I've struggled my whole life to overcome this battle. And it's not about my self-worth has been put down so much that I actually believe that I am literally not good enough, that everything about it has told me that the universe, God, my abilities, my belief in myself, my achievements, everything, the love I give is all not good enough based on the feedback, responses, and the actions taken, and the unsuccessful rate that I've actually accomplished has successfully put me in a situation where I honestly believe what people are saying when they talk about my self-worth, and I feel it deeply, And I've tried and tried and tried to better myself my whole life and taken on board every single criticism and every single moment to try and better myself and improve myself and become this person that someone would love. And it's absolutely got me nowhere. And I look like the biggest tool talking about this shit when I could be talking about the football last night, or I could be talking about the oil war, whatever, anything that's going on in the world that's not related to being vulnerable in a situation where someone is so easily able to attack you because they know you've let every guard down, every wall down for this person because you wanted to believe that they would never hurt you or never do anything wrong by you, and you saw a future with them, but they turn out to just want to hurt you and see the opportunity to attack you because they know you have left a hole open for them to get in, and only for them to get in. And not only do they do that, they bring trespassers into the situation and they physically violate my boundaries when it comes to respect, when they decide not only to choose someone over me, but publicly make it a display in front of me so I have to see it, of their affection for them, and then their attack back on me to say, hey, I really dislike you, like you must have been hallucinating when you thought there was even a possibility between us. And I literally sat there and had to cop it, and they've gotten their friends involved, and I don't have any support to back me up when things like that happen. No one turns around and says, no, he's a good guy, he deserves better. Nothing like that. No one's there on my side. Like, everyone is always ready to break me down, and it destroys me as a man because I gotta hold it in, and I can't just cry and let it all out. I'm meant to be strong and brave, and things aren't meant to get to me, but it gets to me, and I feel it, and it's become so much that, I've cried, and literally I haven't been able to control myself, but I didn't whimper or nothing. My eyes just literally bore tears like it was running water, with no reaction from my face or body or anything. It was just straight up running water out of my eyes that couldn't be held back. It was like it was an overflow of sadness that was so sad that it consumed every inch of my soul. I felt nothing but streams of tears running from my eyes with nothing to make them irritated or flinch. It just came out like no tomorrow. There was no control. It was years and years and years of torment built up, and it was come from returning to moments that destroyed everything about what I believe in and how I think I should be treated, and the disrespect I received when I was left as a person who was not worthy of someone actually acknowledging my contact to them and disregarding the fact that they didn't see any need to respond to me or review what I was talking about, and left me completely in the dark, but then would smile at my face when they see me in person and act like nothing ever happened. And it was just a reminder that I'm not good enough. It's the saddest thing I've ever experienced in my life. It's one sad story. I don't know how long I'll live for, but it's one of those stories that I don't think I'll live old enough to outweigh the time I've spent feeling depressed and lonely and in such a dark space by myself, with nowhere to turn and no one to talk to, and no one to hold, no one to just comfort me and reassure me that I don't think the time's gonna outweigh all that time that was so low in my life and still is low in my life. I don't think the high is going to be great enough, if there ever is, because it doesn't look like there's ever going to be a breakthrough in this. I don't feel like I'm ever going to make a breakthrough in any of this situation, so I feel like it's not going to outweigh, and I'm going to go to the grave one day still feeling the weight of over 1 billion seconds on this earth without a partner, a partner in crime, a person to cry on, to hold, to support, to have my back, to back up, to love, to go through life sharing experiences and adventuring and exploring the world and making memories, good memories that are happy memories. I just don't think I'm going to get enough time in my life, knowing how long I've gone so far and my success rate. I don't think I'm ever gonna really truly lift the weight that I've been carrying around all my life. It's forever going to be something that is weighed down on me no matter what, and I'm not going to be able to experience life with happiness and joy without anything holding me back, allowing me to be my true and 100% myself, comfortable and safe, because it's been far too long and too many times that the same situation has repeated itself and it always ends the same. So I don't know what those emotions are meant to feel like and how I'm meant to react and what it's meant to feel like and how to embrace it and how to have more experiences like that, because the bad overweighs the good, and there's nothing that I can actually do to change that. And the one thing that could possibly even make a difference is for someone to step up and actually prove to me that there's somebody out there for me and that I'm not just going insane, making the same mistakes and feeling like I'm making mistake after mistake every time and never getting an understanding of what I'm doing wrong or what is pushing these people away from me and why they choose to humiliate me. So I really don't know what to do. And there ain't any girl that is ever willing to prove me wrong and be different from the crowd. And I thought I found someone that was different from the crowd. And they only made the smallest little things, barely a scratch on the surface, but I noticed them because they stood out of the crowd because there was no one else to pick from. And I really liked this person, but they turned out to just want to hurt me just like the rest of them. Anyway, I'm going.